Kitty! Before we get to today's video, I want to take a moment to talk about Patreon. That's right, we are on Patreon now, and we have a bunch of tiers with a bunch of great rewards. You can subscribe and get things like early access to all reactions, depending on your tier, depends on which reactions you get early access to. You can vote on polls exclusive to patrons that will help determine future reaction series and more. You will get to just have various choices in terms of like getting to choose future reactions I react to, getting to choose first impressions I check out, all kinds of different rewards, and possibly more coming in the future. We're still new at this. We're still figuring things out. It's a process. It's a process. But we have multiple tiers, so whatever you would be able to donate, if you're able and willing to donate, is appreciated. It helps me out, it helps the channel out, it helps us grow. It's going to help just, standardly. It's just something new to check out. Plus, if you like getting the reactions early, that's also a plus. But it is optional. If you're unable to do it, that's completely fine. All reactions will come to YouTube just a little bit later, a week later or so. So, that all being said, thank you as always so much, and let's get on with today's video. And with that being said, hey everyone, welcome to Princess Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with my blind reaction to My Cat Lucy by Kate Valent. So this is a donation reward for Venom, thank you Venom, and it's a short film, and it's a very, very short film. It's like, I think 2 minutes long. I think that's about the same length the Tinkerhell one that we watched was. I don't know, like, what this is about other than a cat, I guess. I don't know if, like, this is based off of, like, maybe something from reality from Kate Valent's life. I don't know if it's just a short story that, they put to a, animation like this. I don't know what the deal was. I don't know any of the backstory behind this. It might have just been something, like, random they decided to do. Though the fact that it is called My Cat Lucy does kind of imply, at least to me, that maybe it is based on a true story. I don't know. But I'm curious to see. I can't speak. I like cats. I like dogs. But if you had to say, like, okay, what kind of person are you when it comes to pets? It's not either of those. I am a snake girl. I like snakes. Or in terms of, I guess, more mammalian animals, I would even go with, like, a pig. Like, before a dog or a cat. The problem is, usually, animals like that are harder to get. And aren't, like, as super common and everything. But, like, I like dogs and cats. I mean, we have a dog right over here, Piper, and when I did the cold open and said kitty like that, she freaked out and started barking. But yeah, it's just I'm just not as into, like, the normal, like, standard, like, run-of-the-mill pets as much as I am the, like, I guess you would say more exotic kind. And it's just a personal preference. I find snakes and pigs cuter than I do dogs and cats. But that doesn't mean I don't find dogs and cats cute. And for a lot of people, I would even say probably most pet owners, no matter what kind of pet they have, that pet is family to them. They're just as important as any sibling, any parent, any part of the family. And so when a lot of people lose a pet, it's a very big deal. It's extremely sad and everything. And it's why a lot of people, like, mourn like greatly, because again, these pets are important. And for something like this, I don't know if it's going to go in that kind of route, like maybe the lifespan of like someone getting a pet to the cat to the end of that cat's life. It could go in that direction. I genuinely don't know because I know nothing about this. I've never heard of this prior to it being donated for. Um, I've read stories and seen comics based around that kind of thing before from people who have, actually experienced it, written about their own pets, and it's like you can tell there's a lot of love and passion put into those because again, the pets meant so much to them. And so if that is the route this does take, like I hope that an equal amount of passion is put into this project. And even if it's not based on a true story, and even if it doesn't go in that direct route, I still want to see some passion. I still want to see like the animators, the writers, the dialogue, any kind of voice acting that might be in it. I want to see everything that goes into it like with as much passion as possible, because I just think that's cool. I think it's just really cool when, people working on an animation, no matter how long, has that level of passion. It means a lot. And so I don't know what we're getting into here, but it's pretty short, so why take forever on these pre-thoughts and post-thoughts? Let's just get into it and hope for the best. Hold up just a sec. Before you click that link down in the description below to get to today's video, I want to remind you of all the awesome content we have both on this channel and the Princess of Gaming channel. Let's check it out. Welcome to the Afterthoughts. We'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. That was not even slightly what I would have anticipated. I guess it makes sense. Lucy, Lucifer, I get the joke. And obviously it's a play on the entire gag about, cats being evil and everything, especially black cats. It's all a goofy, silly little joke. It's not meant to be like anything particularly special. Which is why there's not like a full story here. It's just, this kid realizes his cat has been like doing these cat things, and then there's like this cult meeting at the end of the cul-de-sac or whatever. It's like, wait, what? I'm like, is just a kid's imagination? But no, the cat ends up actually being, a demon, and it's like, oh, that was unexpected. The entire like fight between this kid and the demon as well is like really imaginative and creative. Him using like his headband to spring the doorstop and all to get the cat's attention. I like how despite being a demon, it's still also a cat. It's just a cat. But we also see at the end, after getting sprayed with holy water, the cat also seems to spit up as a hairball the demon. So it was a demon possessing a cat. So I guess I guess the idea is that because it was still within the cat's body, it took on some of the cat's properties. So that's fascinating. The animation was great, by the way. It looked really good. It moved fluidly. There was like no weird moments where it felt a little uncanny or off. It was really well animated. It kind of almost had like an almost Pixar-y style to it, which I don't mind at all. I know some people like to bitch about Pixar style being like too much of the same thing over and over. And it's like, yeah, it's called a style. It's called, the studio has a style to it. It's like you go back and watch like old DreamWorks movies, like the old ones, like Road to El Dorado and Sinbad and whatnot. And it's like, yeah, those old movies also had a very specific style to them. I've also never seen Sinbad, by the way. The DreamWorks animated movie Sinbad. I've never seen that. I've seen what it looks like, and it has pretty much the same style as Road to El Dorado or movies like that. Prince of Egypt. That's another one I was trying to think of and couldn't. They like the character designs are practically the same. And you see this a lot in the 80s with animation as well. Stuff like Thundercats and He-Man and whatnot. It's like that's normal. That's extremely normal. But people like to bitch about it. People like to complain about styles looking too much the same and not having enough diversity. But then when you get something that is more diverse and unique, people will bitch about that too. Like with the Hellaverse shows, Has Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss. People bitch about that and say things that aren't even like entirely true. Like, oh, there's way too much red and no other colors used in this. It's like, you're not watching the show if you think that. Because that's just false. That's just super blatantly false. For so many reasons. On either of the shows, Has Been or Hell of a Boss. But it's like, people will bitch about that kind of stuff. And it's just... it's stupid. People are never going to be happy. That's kind of what I get from it. People are just never going to be happy. No matter what a series looks like, no matter if it's super unique or if it's homogenized, everybody's going to just bitch and complain because they want to bitch and complain. They want to, like, get angry at stuff. Like, even stuff that's more universally loved, like the Spider-Verse films, have their haters, believe it or not. There are people who don't like the way they look. There's some people as well who even love the films who say, oh, the second one didn't do enough unique artistic stylings to make it stand out from the first one. It's like, what the fuck were you expecting? You expected it to be like super different? No. They're going to make it look like the first one, especially because of how well the art and animation in the first one did. You people are stupid. They're not going to, like, invent entirely new animation styles and risk alienating their fan base from what made the first one do so well. The art and animation in the first Spider-Verse film is a massive part of the movie's success. On top of, phenomenal storytelling and character work as well, of course. But, like, everybody still talks about that. Other movies have still emulated Spider-Verse. Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, K-Pop Demon Hunters, a lot of these movies are still emulating it and still also getting super well received because of it, but there are always going to be haters. And it's like, yeah, this style looks very Pixar-y. It does. But who gives a shit? It looks great. Pixar style looks great. People just need to stop bitching and just learn to enjoy shit. The entire critic culture that we've fostered in this world towards any piece of media has ruined media consumption so badly. I've ranted about that plenty in the past, and I will again in the future though, so I'm not going to talk about it too much here. The voice acting for this kid was really good too. Like he felt like whoever did the voice acting, he felt like they really understood how to do it. I don't know how else to put it. Like, it felt like they were knowledgeable about voice acting. That they've done this before, and they might have. I mean, I don't know. Let me see if I can find that real quick, actually. I still have this up. Let me mute that to make sure there's no issues here. Let me see if I can find here. Production, music, sound design. Okay, voice acting. Philip Lamont. I don't recognize the name. And this was, like it was noted in the opening credits, produced at Ringling College of Art and Design in the Department of Computer Animation. So I don't know if that means that this was produced as, like, a project for the college, or if it was, like, an actual, like, student assignment kind of thing. It doesn't, like, specify anything here. It just shows, like, cast and crew and all.
But yeah, Philip Lamont, again, I don't think I know the name at all, did very well. Everyone did a great job. One thing I did notice is that the kid um, had a cast on his arm. And I don't think it ever explains like how or why that happened. It's just a little thing. Because at the beginning, it shows him with the cast on his arm holding the cross, and it shows him talking about like everything he's seen the cat do, which is mostly again all stuff that cats do. Until the entire thing with like the cult meeting at the end of the cul-de-sac or whatever, which was wild. But I don't think it ever explained how or why he has the cast on his arm. It's just a character thing for him. It's just something he has, which is fascinating. It's an interesting choice. I don't know if there's a reason for it. I don't know if like or if it was just some specific idea that came to the artists and animators. I don't know. But yeah, I rather enjoyed this. There was also really good lighting. Going back to like art and animation stuff, there was really good lighting effects in this. Like I really liked that. But yeah, overall this was a fun watch. It was short, it was simple, but it was really fun, and honestly, sometimes that's all you need. Sometimes you just need a little bit of fun. So, tell me in the comments below what you thought of My Cat Lucy by Kate Valent, and thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to Venom for donating, and for now, I'm Connie and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.